Hi everyone, the Visa Bulletin for the month of March was recently released, but there is something quite strange about it, and that is what we will be discussing in this video. So welcome back to our discussion. So as you may already know, the Visa Bulletin for the month of March has been released, and what is quite strange about it is that there is a massive increase in the cutoff numbers for the three big regions. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the Visa Bulletin, it is actually a monthly publication by the State Department, and it tells us the case number range that will be interviewed in the upcoming 2 months. All right, so the one that was recently released provided information for the months of March and April, but we are more concerned with the numbers for the month of April because we already knew those from the month of March from the last Visa Bulletin. Now, what usually happens is that as the fiscal year progresses, the cutoff numbers that are in the Visa Bulletin are gradually increased to include case numbers that are a bit higher than the ones that were scheduled in the previous month. But for the month of April, what was expected to be a little increase actually turned out to be an increase of up to 100%. For the month of February, for example, Africa was at 20,000. For the month of March, Africa moved to 21,000. And for the month of April, the cutoff number for Africa more than doubled and was moved as high as 50,000. For Asia, it was at 8,000 in the month of February. It moved to 8,300, only an addition of 300 for the month of March. But then for April, it was moved to 17,000. And similarly for the EU region. Now that is quite unusual. The first time that such a massive increase has happened to the cutoff numbers for regions in the Visa Bulletin. So this is what the Visa Bulletin for the month of March has revealed to us. And based on this information, there are a couple of points that I would like to share with you. And the first of those points is that this new reality means that so many cases that were not current up to recently have now become current and have the possibility of being scheduled. Now, is that good news? That may be good news for those who have just become current and whose embassies are functioning properly. But if your embassy remains closed or they are not conducting immigrant visa interviews, or perhaps they are not prioritizing diversity visa cases, then that is not particularly good news for you. Another group of applicants who will benefit from this latest move by the State Department are those selectees who find themselves in the United States and whose case numbers have just become current because of this move. Such selectees can now apply for adjustment of status, which wouldn't have been the case without this massive increase in the Visa Bulletin numbers. Now, another thing is that as a result of what has happened, some of you who are not in the United States will realize that some cases that have higher case numbers will actually be scheduled for interview before your case, which is not good news for you, but which may happen because this move has allowed many other cases to become current like yours. Now, to conclude, I must say that this massive increase in the Visa Bulletin numbers for the month of April is quite unusual. Under normal circumstances, that is not what is supposed to happen considering the DV 2022 program reality, which I'm not going to go into at this time. But as I mentioned in my last video, since COVID-19, the DV program has become unpredictable, and as such, almost anything can happen nowadays. So that is it for our discussion today. Thanks for watching this video, and if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and also click the notification bell so that you will be informed whenever I post a video. And I will see you, God willing, in the next one. Goodbye.